Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and I am getting tired, so tired of live action remakes from Disney, right? I'm tired of them. Like, I recently watched Aladdin, and it was okay. And I recently, I checked out Dumbo, and it wasn't. And I haven't seen Lion King yet, but when it comes to Disney Plus, I'll suffer my way through it. But a lot of people out there didn't really care for it because it brought nothing new to the table outside of the technology, which when you're doing a show or you're doing a movie that's based on a beloved, 25-year-old animated classic and you remove all the emotion from the animals' faces because you want photorealism, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't work out well. Now, the movie did well. It grossed over $1 billion, but I think a lot of that had to do with just the fact that from 1994 to now, there's a few billion more people in the world. So people who didn't grow up with Lion King, this could be their jam, and that's obviously why Disney did it. But apparently Disney's not done yet. They're not done raiding the vault. They're not done going back to the corpse of Walt Disney and siphoning off as much as they possibly can. Because according to a Hollywood Reporter here, there's a Bambi remake in the works with Captain Marvel and Chaos Rider, Walking Riders. That's the exclusive. Okay, this is where it gets bad. Captain Marvel, the movie writer, and Chaos Walking. Chaos Walking, for those of you who don't know, is based on a novel. The movie stars Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. It's been in production hell for the last couple years because they just can't. They haven't been able to finish the movie, and it's probably never going to come out at this point. It might come out this year. I have no idea, but really, we don't know. Anyway, it says here Geneva Robertson, Dworet, and Lindsay Beer will pen the adaptation of the 1942 animated Disney classic. Yeah, because the movie turned 60 in or turns 80. Sorry, my bad. In 2 years. My math is apparently really shot today. And yeah, why not? Why not go back to one of the saddest stories Disney has ever made, right? Why not? Why not? What's going to be next? The Fox and the Hound? Jeez, you masochistic bastards. It says the young prince is returning to the forest, and the latest move to turn its animated classics into live action features. Disney has set its sights on one of its most storied, Bambi. I love Bambi. It's a good movie. It's a good story. It's classic. Who doesn't love Thumper, right? Obviously. But we don't need this. We don't need Bambi. Now it says the studio has hired Geneva Robertson Dworet, Captain Marvel and Tomb Raider, and Lindsay Beer, Sierra Burgess as a loser in Chaos Walking, to pen the screenplay for the live action remake. Now, like I said, Chaos Walking is just like the story is really weird. But Captain Marvel, was that story good? The answer to that is no. If we were on a game of Jeopardy, the question would be movies that suck. And the answer would be, what is Captain Marvel? No, really, it's the story of that movie was so just, and they're hiring her to adapt Bambi. I have a feeling Bambi's going to become a girl, if I'm being fair. I'm just saying. Anyway, Depth of Field, the production banner run by Chris and Paul Weitz and Andrew Miano, of which is coming off the success of the indie darling The Farewell, will produce the adaptation. Now, Chris and Paul Weitz here, I like them as creatives. So they did American Pie 1 and American Pie 2 back in the 90s, so 20 years ago. I think it was Chris Weitz did Twilight New Moon, the second Twilight movie. And at the same time, Paul Weitz did The Vampire's Apprentice with John C. Reilly, which so they had competing vampire films out at the same time. By the way, The New Moon was terrible because it's Twilight. The Vampire's Apprentice, or whatever the hell it was called, funnier than hell. Highly recommend. Such a good movie, such a funny movie, but it tanked in the box office. But they've been around for a long time. They've been around forever. Anyway, the original movie, released in 1942, told the story of a young fawn named Bambi as he learns his place in the forest with his two best friends, named a rabbit named Thumper and a skunk named Flower. Bambi comes of age as he faces the joys and heartache. Cue the loss of a parent, of growing up. Of course, it received 3 Oscar nominations, Best Song, Best Score, and Best Sound, but was not initially held in high esteem as it is in the modern times. Yeah, because we look at everything through rose-colored glasses, for one. 2, Bambi's a good movie. I'm not arguing against that. It's such a well-made film. And the fact that it's 78 years old at this point and it still holds up. I was actually watching it recently on Disney Plus, and looks great. right? I love watching all those old Disney movies on Disney Plus. I think it's awesome. I just love going back and watching the rotoscope animation and the way they did things. It's such a different world back then, and I would love for them to go back and do that again. Except here, they're not going to, and you know it. You know they're going to do the same kind of photorealistic remake that The Lion King was. That's what they're going to do because that's what the technology they have is, and it made $1 billion. But Bambi is going to be like Dumbo, man. It's going to be like Dumbo. Because Dumbo, like Tim Burton's Dumbo, crashed and burned. Oh my God, it crashed and burned. And this one's going to do the same thing. Because a 78-year-old movie just re-released Bambi in theaters. Now, this is what they say here. They say that the insiders say the studio views Bambi as the type of companion piece to its remakes like The Jungle Book and Lion King, both of which were not live action per se, but certainly made to look that way. Both hits generated $1.65 billion. Or made using the envelope-pushing CG technology to create groundbreaking, photorealistic, and immersive worlds of nature. The studio is cognizant that Bambi is less epic in scope and story and is not aiming to shoehorn a larger narrative into the classic tale. I don't believe that. I just really don't believe that. But apparently, Depth of Field, the same people, they are working on Pinocchio, which has Robert Zemeckis directing. That one I'm actually interested in, if I'm being fair, because I think Zemeckis would be able to tackle the weird world of Pinocchio, because that's a dark AF movie. That movie is crazy dark for a kid's film. I think they're going to be able to bring that out, make that fascinating. And so apparently Robertson, Dwar, and Beer are two of the most sought after. What? They have upcoming credits that range from Warner Brothers' Hello Kitty to Fox Disney's adaptation of Artemis, to Universal's female Fast and Furious spinoff, which both are working on. Okay. So Artemis is one that's going to probably crash and burn, to be fair. Hello Kitty, why? In so many ways, why? I don't know. I just freaking work here, but apparently it's not a very good thing. But look, okay, so Bambi. I'm tired of these live action remakes. I just watched Aladdin. I enjoyed Aladdin for what it was. It doesn't compare to the 1992 original. The live action Beauty and the Beast was shot for shot remake almost. It was fun. Doesn't compare to the 1991 original. The Little Mermaid is upcoming. God, that's going to be a dumpster fire. That's just going to be such an unmitigated dumpster fire. And then they want to sit, and Jungle Book was fun because that had characters that, talked and they could be whatever. But this one, The Lion King just didn't do it. When they did Can You Feel the Love Tonight, and it was shot during the day, right? You're just like, really? It's like, what the hell? But listen, on the bright side, or on the fair side, the technology that was used to make The Lion King is what they used for Mandalorian, and that's all Jon Favreau. So I give the credit there. Technologically speaking, it's amazing. But if they're not looking to push the narrative on Bambi, if they're not looking to make it something like, let's say, this old rock joke from SNL when he was on there, where he played Bambi all grown up and going after the hunter that killed his mom. I mean, like, what's the point? If you're not going to push the narrative, if you're not going to change the story to contemporize it, what's the damn point? Because a story like Bambi, a movie like Bambi, needs to have a contemporary approach to it. It's kind of like when they redid Alice in Wonderland. You go back to the old 1961 original film that they made, and it's bright, it's colorful, it's crazy, it's violent, it's nuts, but the movie ends on a whim. It just ends on a whim. And it has like this, it just kind of goes breakneck speed and then over, done. Roll credits and like, wait, what? That was kind of, wow, that was a whiplash. But then they remade it and they kind of expanded on the story and they did a bunch more with it. And it was a $1 billion live action remake from 2010. So this is why Disney does it. But they at least expanded upon that. They added a couple things in. Aladdin added a couple things here and there, and it worked for what it was going for. Lion King didn't, but it still made money, I think, because of the cast and because of it being Disney in the summer. But Bambi, I don't know, man. I want to hear your thoughts, though. You guys let me know on this one. Bambi, good, bad, yay, nay, what? I want to hear it. Because if it's not kicking ass, then it ain't doing shit, right? But your thoughts, your opinions, let me know down in the comments below. I will definitely talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a fantastic day. Smack that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell. leave me a comment, and peace out. Hey, thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to keep the conversation going, and if you've made it this far, you clearly do, come on in and join the Discord. Link is in the video description. Can't wait to see you there. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.